In this video, we're going to be exposing this billionaire hypnotist sales funnel. This guy's name is Ebrahim Turner, and this is going to be so helpful for you if you have any type of coaching offer where you're wanting to attract high caliber clients. In this video, we're going to break down everything from his brand positioning all the way through to the psychological belief chain that he builds in his potential client's mind, his top of funnel content strategy, and then how he nurtures and builds trust with his audience to eventually funnel them down into his high ticket coaching hypnosis program. So let's dive into this here. Firstly, what he does extremely well with his offer is he ties his method to making more money to automatically strengthen the offer. So he says that he hypnotizes entrepreneurs to make billions. Now, why this is so powerful is because it automatically makes you see the return on investment, even though being hypnotized doesn't automatically mean that you're going to make more money, like some type of business style offer. So he's tied it to making more money to strengthen the offer itself. Now, with the industry that he's in, it's almost in like the self-development therapy style space, right? And it's kind of in like that new age space, where it's like personal development, mindset, meditation. And this has become quite washed, and people are pretty jaded to it. Oftentimes, like mindset coaches and things like that, they just don't get as much authority because it's kind of intangible. But with hypnosis, what he's done here, if you look at the spectrum where on the outside you've got crazy, you don't want to go too far out. You don't want to go too crazy where people don't believe what you're saying, but you also don't want to be in the middle where you're just boring and what you're saying is like chat GPTable. So he has a unique angle with hypnosis because there is this common conception with hypnosis that it's like this woo-woo brainwashing style thing, but he's kind of made it cool, right? He's made it cool and he's made it so that he can position himself with high status entrepreneurs and they use hypnosis as a performance tool. So there could be people that use therapy as a performance tool as well, but it's just how he has positioned this, and we'll go into this in a second, to be able to position it as like a tool for high performers, right? So that's how he's uniquely positioning himself in a saturated market, which is the personal development, new age style space, right? So in terms of the psychological belief chain that he builds in his prospect's mind, this is how it's structured. So the first belief that he builds in his potential client's mind is that he understands their current situation. So he says to his audience that, you know how to make money, but it's fluctuating. You're overthinking and you've got inconsistent confidence, and these limiting beliefs are holding you back. You can see here in one of his sales pages, which we'll break down in a second, we'll get to this, but he speaks to exactly this, right? Like, you know how to make money, you know how to push through when it's hard, but you've got inconsistency, the game feels uneven, bursts of energy, followed by burnout, you've hit an income ceiling. So he's really tapping into the pains that his target audience is currently experiencing. So he shows them that he understands them through describing their current situation. The next belief that he builds in their mind is that the current way that they are doing things is outdated and that they're actually solving the wrong problem. Right? So he says that the problem isn't your strategy. If you're wanting to make billions with your company or your business, you don't need a better strategy. It is in your neurology. So he's introducing this new problem. And he's saying that our old outdated way to solve these problems of like mindset and like limiting beliefs or like inconsistent confidence and overthinking is through therapy, books, courses, coaches, etc. Right? So you can see here, he does this by showing, the reason you're stuck isn't external. As we say here, like, it's not your strategy, it is your neurology. So he's introducing this new problem, right? Then what he does is he positions hypnosis as the most effective or the only way to solve this new problem of having, a ineffective operating system. I think he mentioned, if we go over here, where he's talking about like it's your operating system. So that's the real issue. And the way you solve or upgrade your operating system is through hypnosis. So hypnosis itself is the mechanism, right? And he validates this mechanism with social proof, authority figures, and science. So I'm going to break this down in how he does this in just a second. But you can see here, he's showing like the benefits of hypnosis. You know, when your subconscious is optimized, your execution becomes automatic. No emotional whiplash, no plateaus, no burnout. So he's tapping into the problem of like burnout, for example, here, but with hypnosis, you don't have burnout. And an old operating system means these things, which again is what they're all experiencing. But then a new upgraded mind after hypnosis is predictable performance, clarity and confidence, sustainable energy, mental consistency, all these things here, right? So he's getting people to believe in this new way, this new mechanism. Then once they believe that they need hypnosis, then he positions his program. So what most coaches or people do is they say, hey, you've got these problems, right? And then they go over and show them, hey, this is my program to solve these problems. But people don't actually care about what your program is until they believe that they need it, until they believe they need the mechanism. So he builds this belief just like this. And then the program structure, I'll show you what he's got in a second, but he has it as a retainer model, right? So he's pitching this as a retainer model to high performers to be able to maintain peak performance. So once they believe that, okay, I need this, it's kind of like a personal trainer, but for their mind, right? That's how he's positioning it. But it's for these high level entrepreneurs that know they have income ceilings and they want to get to that next level. And then he also has workshops as well, right? So then they invest into this, and from there, so they go there, and then from there, they become a new client. That is how this psychological belief chain is structured. And you can see here he's got, if we go into like the program structure, you can see inside the Billionaire Hypnosis Experience, and then he's listing all of the things that they get, right? So once they believe they need that, then they invest and they become a client. As you can see here, he's got all these different clients here. So that is the belief chain that he's building. Now, in terms of how he applies this through his content, with his top of funnel content, there are 3 core beliefs that he's building in his ideal client's mind. The first belief is belief in the mechanism. So these aren't in order. As you can see, there's this Venn diagram here. They all intertwine and work with each other. But the first belief, or one of the beliefs that they have to build, is that hypnosis is the answer to their problems. And he does this through leveraging credible figures like Joe Rogan, as well as like other ICP people that, you know, people in his space would know, like Shelby Sapp, to show how they are using his mechanism. He also shows proof of him doing it in real time with entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur gets hypnotized to become a millionaire. So he's building belief that hypnosis is this tool, and he's using these high status individuals to leverage the credibility, right? So I'll go over here. As I mentioned, he's using like social proof, authority figures, science in terms of like the neurology behind it all as well. So they have to believe in the mechanism, because if they don't, then they'll just try books, or they'll try courses, or they'll try therapy, or they'll try shadow work. Like, he has to show how this solution is superior to other solutions that solve the same problem. Then another belief that they have to believe in is belief in him. So he does this by showing, like, for example, this B-roll clip of him showing the journey that he had where he was just like them. You know, his mind was his own biggest enemy. He wasn't doing the things that he wanted to do. Then he discovered the mechanism. So it's like these old beliefs. Then he came across this new mechanism, and this new mechanism, he implemented it, he rewired his identity in weeks, and then it created the outcomes that he was wanting, right? So he's showing how he was just like them, and he's getting them to believe in him and show how he isn't just some superior person who knows how to do, you know, like that has this outcome just because. He's saying that he got this outcome because of hypnosis. The next belief that they have to build, that like Ebrahim is building in his ideal client's mind, is that they can do this themselves. So he does this through showing how ordinary people become multimillionaires. Like, you don't have to be this, you know, extreme high performer all the time, or like, you know, you can do this as well, is essentially what he's doing here. He's showing how they can do this as well. And he does this through using regular language like ordinary people and release anxiety. And he demonstrates his expertise by taking people through guided hypnosis sessions through like shorts and stuff like that. So they're the 3 beliefs that he's building in his ideal client's mind to be able to position him as the solution to their problems. Then what he also does extremely well is he shows the benefits of his mechanism through him living it, right? So he is talking to high-level entrepreneurs, people who want to succeed. And if you just look at this screenshot of one of his Instagram feed, like just a section of his Instagram feed, look at the status associated to this. You know, you've got cars, you've got an airplane, like you've got a helicopter on a dock, looks like it's in Monaco or something. Then he's got like proof of him working in a nice area, out for dinner in suits. Like he's just showing that he's living the benefits of the mechanism of hypnosis, which is getting to that next level, right? Now, why this is effective is because it taps into something called Life Force 8. Now, Life Force 8 are these hardwired desires that every single person has hardwired into them, right? So you can tap into this with your offer by showing how your offer can help people with fulfilling these different desires. So for Ebrahim and his offer specifically, it's more so around like comfortable living conditions, right? This is one of them for sure. To be superior, keeping up with others, you know, pursuit of achievement, recognition, status. This is definitely one of them. Freedom from fear, pain, and danger, peace of mind. Again, another one. Social approval, so belonging, acceptance, validation from others. He essentially taps into all of these, right? Survival, enjoyment of life. This is why this is so powerful. And if you can tie your offer to the Life Force 8 like desires, then you're going to inevitably have people who are attracted to you. So he does this really well through living the benefits of his mechanism to further solidify the proof of what he is teaching. Then he again does this further by showing in-person masterminds, especially like since COVID, people are craving connection and people's skepticism is an all-time high. So if he can break this skepticism and these limiting beliefs around hypnosis, around it being some mind control, woo-woo, you know, magic pill type thing, and shows how other people are also using this tool. People want to be in these groups, right? They want to be in them. They want to be a part of this community. But then he also has high-level entrepreneurs that people in his space or in my space, in the business space, know. So you've got Tom Young, Will Brown, I can't remember this guy, Darren Lee, this Dylan guy, I've seen him before as well. So he's leveraging the credibility of other high-level people and showing how he's basically the glue for their success. That's kind of what you're feeling with this. It's like the reason why these big people are successful is because they've used hypnosis. So you want to do this as well, right? Then with his pin posts on Instagram, he's got, I hypnotize billionaires, here's what I discovered. So this is kind of just his journey again, how I hypnotize entrepreneurs to make billions. So it's very clear what his offer is. These are the top 3 posts as you land on his page. He's obviously a hypnotist for billionaires. It's sharing his journey around how he discovered it. And then like the process that he uses, and then some social proof and authority status building of him being in a Dubai magazine, right? So really, really strong on the front end. And this is how he is positioning himself uniquely in such a saturated space while still attracting high level entrepreneurs in the space. Like these guys are very difficult to probably sell offers to. And I know a lot of like B2C coaches would want to sell to these higher level people, but they're very difficult to find unless you position yourself like this, right? So that's his top of funnel. That's mainly his Instagram. In terms of his YouTube, what he does here is he has like a lot of different stages of the funnel within it. YouTube's naturally longer format, so you're going to build trust because you're spending time with that person, right? So with his strategy on YouTube, he does have like top of funnel new age style content where it's like tapping into quantum physics. Like he's pulling in people from adjacent markets and then funneling them into hypnosis. As you can see here, he doesn't even mention hypnosis at all, but it's going to attract someone who's interested in quantum physics, which is an adjacent interest to hypnosis itself. Again, how I outsmarted reality to become a millionaire. Nothing to do with hypnosis, how to reprogram your mind. So these are all like top of funnel, types of content. Then in the middle of funnel, what he does is he demonstrates his expertise with guides, and these perform really well. You can see here he's got hypnotizing you through screens to become a billionaire, 12K views. This is a 21x outlier from his other videos. He's got another one here, which is an outlier as well, 3.5K. So these work so well, and not every industry can have something like this, but he's literally sitting in the subconscious mind of his potential clients through hypnotizing them through the screen. Like, how powerful is that if you can spend time with someone, put time into creating an asset like this and then shift their beliefs through the screen. Like it's so powerful. So he does that with his middle of funnel. Then the bottom of funnel, he has a separate YouTube for like interviews. So that's this up here. He's got like a separate video for case studies. And this is really just getting people to want to buy. They want to be like these people. They see it as the solution to their problems, right? So he does that really well. Now, in terms of like his whole offer, he's positioned it as like this new opportunity, right? Hypnosis is like a new opportunity rather than just an improved offer of like a mindset program or coaching or therapy or something like that. So he gets people to buy into the mechanism of hypnosis through this content. He creates this perceived ease of implementation as well. He makes it seem like all you have to do is get hypnotized and you're going to make millions or billions. Like he uses words like without effort or effortlessly, and he just makes it seem like it is simple, which of course, like there's still work that has to be done, but that perceived ease of implementation helps a lot. And then he also is reducing the skepticism by educating and showing proof and things like that. Perfect. So that's his middle of funnel content. Then at the bottom of funnel, he is running ads. They're either active or inactive. Right now he's got inactive ads, so I'm not sure why he fluctuates between having them on and off. But with the ads, they're funneling through to 3 different places. So these type of ads are more educating people on hypnosis, as well as like showing them how hypnosis is a better solution than other solutions that solve a similar problem, like therapy, courses, coaches, all these different things, right? So the 3 sections that he funnels people through to is like a webinar. So you get hypnotized to think, act and earn like a billionaire for free. This is where he would be building trust and educating people on the mechanism of hypnosis. Of course, there would be upsells at the end, which will probably sell into his higher ticket retainer or some type of coaching program, but it's going to build trust. It's going to accelerate trust and, shatter the limiting beliefs that people have around hypnosis. The second funnel that he funnels people through from his ads is straight through to a VSL. So the subconscious ceiling, how your brain caps wealth and income at a hidden identity level. So here is where he's amplifying the problem. He's agitating the problem of like having this income ceiling, and it's in this, like in your neurology at this hidden identity level. And then he's positioning the solution of hypnosis as the solution, right? So you can see here he's got why the most powerful and wealthy and powerful have a hypnotist on retainer. So this is for a retainer offer. And then the other funnel where he's funneling people through from his ads is back through to his Instagram page. So this again is just amplifying his awareness and his attention so that he can then trickle people back down. You can see he's got the VSL landing page right back in his bio, so people can click that and they'll go back here, or they'll just consume his content, they'll end up on his YouTube, and they'll eventually funnel down, right? So he's going in the 3 different directions with his ads to be able to maximize all stages of awareness, right? So there's unaware. This phase is like unaware and they're just interested and it's very top of funnel. The request to follow is very small. And then there's like the problem aware or the solution aware, where they're maybe just a little bit skeptical. They're wanting to understand what hypnosis is and how it could help them. And then there's the like solution to product aware, where he's directly calling out the pains and desires of his target market and positioning his offer as the solution, getting them to book a call and buy the retainer program, right? So that is how he has structured this to be able to attract, nurture, and convert, doing a minimum of 256K per month. This is just estimated, but he's positioned this so well to attract higher level entrepreneurs. It's very difficult to find these people, but he's done extremely well. So if you run a coaching program yourself and you're wanting to understand how to implement systems like this into your business, just give me a DM on Instagram, DM me the word biz, and we can open up a conversation to see how it would work. If you're wanting a breakdown of this whole document, where it's like the resource doc that I use to put all of this into this board, just comment board and I will send it through to you. I'll put it in the description below and you'll be able to access that directly. So yeah, hopefully that was valuable. If you have any questions or anything, just reach out to me. Happy to open up a conversation, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks.